Hi Robert, thanks very much for joining us at the mortgage event today. You were saying in your session just now that if the MMR is not published this time next week, then it's likely to be March next year before we see it. What are the potential ramifications for the market if that really is the case?
Well, there's an issue around, I think the FSA have had this on the stocks for some time and trying to get it to a point of agreement. Therefore, if we don't get to a point of publishing next week, we are at a point where I think it's got to go back through a whole cycle within the FSA again in the new year. And therefore February, March is more likely than January at that point. The issues for the market are we still have further uncertainty. At the moment we have a position where lenders and brokers are taking positions based on the consultations and therefore not the final rules. And until we're more clear on what the FSA is thinking, given all the representations that have been made by brokers and lenders over the last year, then we really need, after 12 months of uncertainty, to have certainty so people can plan their businesses properly and get consumers in the right place.
Is the EU directive having an impact, do you think, with the FSA? Do you think that they're taking far longer than they might possibly have done to publish this final paper because of the delays and what's going through and the sheer number of amendments that have been put on the table for the EU directive?
No, I think the FSA are fairly clear in their own view about what they want to happen and therefore are very clear about what they think is effective for the UK market. And they're lobbying hard within Europe to make sure that what happens in Europe matches what they want. So I don't think they're worried, because if they were worried about it, they would be saying we're not going to publish until after the directive is established. And I think they're in a position where they don't want to be in that space. They want to get something out there that gives the market clarity. I think our concern is we're not clear about what's delaying it at the moment.
So when it comes to the actual lending side of things, do you think that lenders will continue to be very cautious in the amount that they're willing to lend until they see the final paper come out?
I think this is not. I think the things that's driving lender limitation is more about capital and liquidity, and their pressure to rebuild their balance sheets and get things in a shape that's more comfortable. I don't think that's limiting the supply. I think the issues around whether they want to do more or less interest only or more or less around debt consolidation, or how much evidence of income they have to see, is more around the process. And I think that's the things that we need clarity on in order to get to a better place.
Robert, thank you very much for your time today.
No problem. Thank you.